Vayne has just come out in Dissidia Final Fantasy NT as a DLC character, and I'm seeing a lot of people at low ranks make a lot of basic mistakes, and at higher ranks too. I'm spectating. I want to go over some basic novice tips with this character, since he's a vanguard and he can be a little confusing to play. You might not be getting the results you want with him, even though other players are, and I want to go over why that could be happening with some basic tips. So let's get started. Number one is use the projectiles. Vayne's projectiles are a little bit slow, but there's only like penetrating attack, other than this forward bravery on the ground, which again, you still need to be pretty close to use that one. He doesn't have this like really long range melee attack where he just flies forward and grabs his shield and stabs you like Warrior of Light. He has to use these projectiles to do damage when he's in the neutral or when he's just not close. And I see a lot of Vayne just never use these. Like, never, not even once, not even at the start of the match. Okay, they might throw one and then rush right behind it. But you need to use projectiles during the match more than just one time. I mean, the main thing is the wall rush potential that he has. But the projectiles are still important, and I just want to remind you, when you're playing a match, remember to, consciously remember to use projectiles until it becomes second nature to you to use them during the middle of the match when it's appropriate. So number two is to use the upward aerial bravery attack near the walls, and then wall rush, rather than just to wall rush the upward aerial bravery attack in the first place. The reason for this is for bravery, so if you already have high bravery, if you're going for a kill, then just wall rush him and then hit him with the HP attack. The reason why I recommend this is because you can do the slam aerial bravery attack from a high distance, and then it does more damage, obviously. But by using the upward aerial bravery attack as many times as you can before you wall rush them, you send them up higher and higher and higher, and if they do drop down, it's really hard to hit them back. But the higher you get them up, the more bravery you'll get when you slam them down, and possibly break them with that really high bravery, or if they're just up really high. So try to use the upward aerial bravery to launch them up in the air. I wouldn't recommend doing the kick launcher on the ground, because that doesn't send them up really high, in my opinion, or high enough for the slam to be very efficient in terms of bravery damage. But if you're already in the air, try to upward aerial bravery attack them first, even if it doesn't seem like the right thing to do. If you can land it, go for it, and then try to hit him against the wall. If there's any walls nearby, don't just like randomly throw it out, because you can't spawn walls randomly. But if the opportunity does present itself and you're near a wall, try it. Try to knock them up in the air and then hit them into the wall and then slam them down. You'll get a ton of bravery that way and possibly break down the opponent because you hit them up higher and you got a stronger slam than you would if you just slammed them in the first place or just wall rushed them and then slammed them. Now I know I just kind of bashed the rising kick combo with the backwards input where you can kick them in the air, but when you're near a wall and you're on the ground, do it anyway. I mean, it launches them up. Might as well, you know, get them going, get them up in the air so you can start knocking them in the air further and further, and then slam them down. But that's only like if you're both on the ground. This is more like a really niche tip. Like if you're both on the ground and it's like at a weird angle, just go for the rising kick instead. It's more safe. It's more easy to land than throwing an upwards bravery at somebody who's already on the ground, just standing there. It's a lot more risky to try and knock them in the air with that, because then you'll fly over their head and get hit with something. Especially if you have one of those like ball HP attacks, then you're really fucked. But if you're both on the ground, just do the rising kick combo, because let's say you miss the first hit, unlike the aerial attack where you'll be floating above them, instead you'll just fly by them and then you can like shield or dodge or whatever. It's more safe to do this combo rather than just throw out the aerial forward bravery constantly and try to hit somebody who's already on the ground or under you. Number 4 is the approach with the Mach Wave, which is your backwards bravery attack on the ground, the big Rapukin style attack, the big tower, the big beam, whatever you want to call it. Now you can throw this out randomly and it'll never really help you because it's so slow to start and then it goes flying forward. But if you're going for an offensive approach, always do this before you dash at the person. It gives you like a riot shield effect almost, where you're flying with it. Clouds is far too fast for them to keep up. Because of the slow wind-up on the Mach Wave, you can actually keep up with it and use it as a sort of like, again, a riot shield to approach people. If you're going for an offensive approach, if you want to land that melee combo. Also, it's just a big attack. It's probably going to hit somebody on the way there, too. So, it's just a great idea to approach with this ability. It's just overall a good idea to go on the offense using this first to give you that little advantage. Also, it doesn't eat a lot of other projectiles, but it can eat some. So, it's just a good idea. It doesn't take very long, and you can move while it's still casting, kind of, because of how slow it starts up. And finally, for novice tip number 5, this is more of a longer, kind of a little bit harder of a tip. Just takes a long time to learn. Learn when to and when not to charge. Now, Vayne's projectiles and his HP attacks can be charged at times, and most times you're just going to want to charge up the full power and then, you know, unleash the power upon your enemies and see the damage go up high. Now, the problem with this is that sometimes you need to, like, just let that shit go, like, fast. Sometimes an opportunity will present itself, you need to be ready to react and let go of your charge attack to either switch to, you know, getting that opportunity. Like, let's say somebody walks near you and you're charging up your dash attack. You need to drop that and then run and hit them. Or maybe let it go early so projectiles do hit that person because they maybe walked in the way or something. And you let them go a little early so they, you know, that maybe they stopped running out of dash and you can tell, so you have to let it go early. I think the best way to practice this, if you're not good with it already, is to use Contempt as your HP attack. Because you must have good timing to use that right. Unless you get a wall rush, then you just, like, you know, use the uncharged version. But without wall rushes, you're kind of screwed with that attack. You might want to bring Binga so you don't lose, in case, you know, you're really struggling with landing those Contempts. But it's like the hardest one to land, and you need to learn how to charge it and get that little extra range for it when you need that little extra range and when you don't, to save somebody's life, for example. To summarize my summarized points that I already summarized when I first wrote this entire video, make sure to learn how to use projectiles, you know, charging them and whatnot, and timing them, and learn how to approach offensively as Vayne, because those two things are the biggest problems I see with Vaynes in the online mode. Anyways, I'm Blue the Hedgehog. I'll see you guys next time. Stay safe, don't your mom, and one last little tip, make sure to be a good teammate with Vayne. His wall rushes are great for everybody. Somebody can get an HP attack off of your wall rush and kill somebody, or they might knock them out of the wall by accident. Just be known that it's new. A lot of people aren't used to just constantly being wall rushed or getting wall rushes. So there's still a lot of people making mistakes where they'll like hit somebody and then you'll wall rush them and they'll wall rush them right after that, like instantly, and it'll just kind of like become a mess. So don't get too mad with Vayne. Make sure to be a good teammate and make sure to use make sure to be a good teammate, like I said. Stay safe from your mom, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.